Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Girl Chat Sports West Coast Wednesdays. We're here. Mo and Mel, Mel and
Get it
Mo.
Wednesday, get it
I
Wednesday,
see you
go
got your purple
Wednesday.
on. I got your purple and your gold on, huh? What's a
Yeah, I'm
hoop?
repping for my Lakers in a glammed
Okay.
way, so that's what we got to do.
Okay. Glammed it up for the Lakers. I gotcha. I
Yeah.
gotcha. We'll definitely get to them and the playoffs later, but we got stuff to talk. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs. Our Golden Knights are there. The WNBA season kicks off on Friday. Shout out to all of those that redrafted this year and took part in the Girl Chat Sports Fantasy League. So shout out to those people. We appreciate you. Mo ain't in it, but I appreciate you.
Mel, you're good representation. This is what you wanted. Go for it. I need a break. She needs
I
a
know you do.
timeout.
She needs
I'm
a
in
timeout.
basketball and got baseball and all this other stuff going on.
You're not playing baseball. Oh, you're just watching baseball.
Just watching, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Baseball fantasy would be way ridiculous. I wouldn't be able to do football or none of that because baseball's
Yo, the
every day.
baseball fantasy looks
It's hard.
terrifying.
It's every day, every day. Like it's worse than
So
basketball. Like
much respect to those fantasy baseball players out there. We don't know how you do it.
yeah, that's their one and only. That's how they do it. It's their one and only. We're not juggling WM. They're not doing all that. Their focus is baseball. They're sticking to baseball. They don't go off on different things. Like we go ADD on all these different
Right.
sports. They strictly focus on the baseball thing.
Oh no. See, I can't do all that. I can't. But we'll get into that. I did want to kick off because, we've talked about him on the show a lot before. We'd still love to get him on one day. But your guy, Francis Ngannou.
I saw
So,
Francis actually, literally, what
oh,
was it?
tell us.
Saturday night.
Okay, he was
I
out and
literally ran
about.
into him at Win.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I was
So this,
walking with my metal guy and we stopped by one of the little lounges. And as we were passing by, I was like, Francis. He's like, Mo.
Mo.
So I got to talk to him a little bit. He didn't say
Good.
anything about this big announcement that you're
Of
about to announce.
course.
I didn't
Of
know nothing
course.
about it. We basically were talking more personal stuff. Like he's like, yes, I've been to the store, asked for you, and you weren't there. I'm like, I know.
Oh, that's
I'm
sweet.
so sorry. But yeah, it was great to see him and his beautiful friends. I don't know if they spoke English. I don't know what was going on, but they all looked very glammed
Look
out
put
and just very
together.
sophisticated in his little entourage.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Meanwhile, I'm in
love
my
it.
Easy E t-shirt
Hey,
with
doing it
my
good.
kids.
Doing it
Like,
good.
hey, I'm Mo. Whatever.
So about Francis, he had left UFC. Well, today, or was it today, I think, or yesterday?
Yesterday, I believe it was.
Finally announced that he is joining the PFL, the Professional Fighters League.
Good for him.
Uh, Good for him. And what's really good for him is what's coming with the deal. So part of this deal is that he's going to be committed for two or three fights, and he's assured to receive a high seven-figure purse. High
Good.
seven figures for each bout, y'all.
He's
That's
about to be
like
a millionaire, as he
that's
should be.
10 million or more each fight. He also gets to split profits for this event, and it has the ability to have his own sponsorships spotlight in the cage, which doesn't happen in UFC, of course, nor do they get paid that much. And he's also going to be the chairman for the PFL Africa, which is going to be an expansion initiative to help produce events and on the continent there in Africa. So that's supposed to launch in 2024. There could be possible events there as soon as 2025, and he gets to be the chairman and ambassador for that. So big news from him, big money coming in for him. And then there was a little Twitter beef going back and forth with him and John Jones, because Jones now heavyweight champ. He had said, well, if you're the best, that's like saying that you're saying you're the baddest from across the street. And Francis said, well, then come across the street then. So he wants to see
Shout
him.
out to Markel Martin for making this deal happen because I know he had something to do with that. I spoke with Markel not too long ago, and I feel
Okay.
like now that they kind of are back partnering up, I feel like he may have had some
It's
influence
good.
with making this thing happen. Shout out to him, Vegas finest, UNLV alum. That's great. Like, it's great news. I love the John Jones trash talk. I would love to see John Jones cross to that side, but he's under UFC, so I don't know how that works. Can he only
Nice.
fight people that are in Professional Fighters League once he gets into this? Or can they cross over?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe that would be a question for our girl sportsnista, Cassandra. Maybe she would know that question. I know there seemed to be like he wanted to get some fights under his belt prior to the kickoff in the league, but all good questions that
I feel like that would be
if
interesting
anybody in
kind
the
of thing.
chat knows about it and can answer those questions, let us know, because we would love to hear
My
it.
thing is, why is John Jones talking? You guys aren't even in the same leagues now, so it's like interesting.
Probably because I think he's just mad he left and they can't, or they may not be able to have that fight, or I don't know. Maybe it's something.
Well, you need to take that out on Mr. White.
Does it have to be? Does it have to be approved through like Dana White or something, or I don't know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You better take it up with Mr. White. See what that's all about.
I mean, that's So congratulations,
Yay, Francis.
Francis.
Didn't say nothing that he's about to come into some money.
Some big money too.
Big money. Tell me nothing.
Oh man, listen. So another thing we need to talk about with the NBA season coming about, the final rosters have to be done by tomorrow. And just within our aces, we've seen people being let go, like we talked about last week. But it's gotten so big to where there's some first rounders this year getting let go, some second rounders. There's people all over the place. Some second year vets are getting cut. Dee Richardson got cut.
Yeah.
Charlie Collier, who was the number 1 pick last year, got cut. Bria Beal. Kalani Brown, the first round pick in 2019, gets cut. The center from Iowa who got drafted this year, Monica, she got cut from the Spark. So there's a lot going on. One of my favorites from the draft that I talked about was Alexis Morris, aka Lex Luthor. She shared a video on her Instagram because she had got caught. She was the one from LSU who was picked in the second round, and here's her thoughts.
And let me just say this: it's okay if you got waived from the WNBA 2023, girl. Everybody did, girl. Nobody was safe, okay? Girl, nobody was safe. First rounders, girl. You get first rounders, girl. The steal, girl. It's okay. We all got cut, but I got something even better for you, bro. Let's go start a super team overseas. Like, they want us. Like, let's go. Bro, if it ain't foreign, then it's foreign. Like, let's go, bro. We're going overseas, bro.
Yeah. What did you say? It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
Listen, and another thing that was interesting is that she went live today, and there was a lot of people in the chat that were talking about ideas and things that she do. Of course, starting their own team overseas, all picking the same country or something, which is all good and great. They mentioned, I think one of the WNBA players had mentioned having 14 player rosters, so being able to increase the rosters to 14. Of course, that's going to affect money, just like everything, as well as salary
ownership needs to happen. Yeah, sorry, ownership needs to happen. Start buying more teams in different cities. Maybe need to expand.
And I think what's crazy is that because there was so many fans of women's college basketball, especially this year with the Gamecocks and LSU playing and all that led up to it. So many people are mad that these players are getting cut, but this player brought up a good point. Shout out to I think it was Jasmine Player. She said, I played in one WNBA game before I was cut. I really wish there was more teams, but while we're yelling expansion, do we go to games? Do we buy season tickets? Watch when they're on TV? Watch when they offer free games on Twitter? Buy a season pass to watch online? We must show support.
Yeah, she's absolutely right about that.
Absolutely
that's what goes hand in hand. You could do, to your point or her point, expansion. We could talk expansion, but we still need the support of the teams that we got right now.
Exactly. And all these people that are mad, and I think a few players had mentioned, like, if you're so mad about these 2 players getting cut now, what are you doing to help support us so that there can be teams that are coming in the future? Because if we're not supporting now, there's not going to be more teams in the future.
Right.
It's just like that.
Then why have a draft then, if that's the case?
Exactly.
If you're going to keep your veteran roster and you're not looking to change and the veterans aren't leaving or retiring anytime soon, then why do a draft?
They literally have 3 rounds of 12 players. So the draft's not huge. And even then, so people are getting
that it's unnecessary. Just proves that it's unnecessary. You're drafting players that you're not even keeping. Like, it's a waste.
Obviously the first and the second got, the first, 5 or 6 are all playing. But what's crazy is that in 2024 and 25, all these COVID players that got the extra year to stay in college, they're going to be coming out. And there's still not going to be much room because you don't see too many players right now that are planning on retiring. maybe
Right.
maybe at less than a handful, less than
Right.
5, maybe. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there's these rookies, these girls that are getting cut that are out, not yelling, but they're complaining about the vets that are there that shouldn't be there. And there was a tweet that Caitlin McBride had posted that was like, listen, I'm not really talking about this, but the fact that you guys are coming at us, vets that have been around for 5 or plus years, we had our own struggles getting here. So figure out your way and make it happen.
I mean, they can't make it happen if the controllables are not allowing them to be in the freaking league. Like,
right, but there's some players like Sydney Colson didn't play for a year or two. She was cut by Aces and cut by somebody else, and so she was out the league for a year or two. So you've got to be able to figure out your way to get back in if you do get cut, or make it happen.
It's just an unfortunate situation, and it just
terrible,
needs to be
yeah.
Plan B. And
but it does mean support, buy tickets,
right.
buy merchandise.
Absolutely.
The season pass for the NBA, the WNBA league is like, I think like 25. It was $25 last year.
Yeah.
So
nothing.
$25, support them. Watch it free on Twitter. Make some tweets about people.
Talk
about
$25 is
people.
even a ticket to the game. Like, come on.
Hello.
Like, you can go to a game
it's not even parking. It's not even parking at the game.
Right. Like, you can go to a game. Jeez. I mean, maybe they need to not do these all first, second, and third round drafts of drafting players. Maybe they need to pick the top 10 prospects.
Well, especially, maybe they need to rank that depending on how many people are, like if you got 5 people leaving out the league, have a 2-round draft. But if no one's retiring, I mean, it
could be a single round draft with your weakest link of teams that draft professional players that come into the teams that have the major losses.
Yeah.
Rank it to that. If we're winners and we don't get the opportunity to draft, so be it. We got to start studded roster. We don't need to draft. And that's case in point. Everybody that they drafted, they cut. Like, it makes no sense. Why do we need to draft? So maybe the weakest teams that did not win or weren't successful in the season, maybe they need to do a draft within a first round, 10 of your top players, and that's it.
Yeah. Shout out Miss Bollandee. She said that CarMax is partnering with WNBA to offer the WNBA League Pass for free. That's right,
because they did a commercial together with Steph Curry and Candace.
Nice.
I believe, and it was CarMax. Yeah.
Nice. Yes, Kente, get your support on if you want to. I'm sure you're out there, and I think in Atlanta, so you should be supporting the dream, if nothing else, or finding the team that you like with your players and sticking to it.
It's not even about one single person supporting. Tell people to go. Like, don't be that only person going. Just tell your friends, tell your family members, tell everybody. Let's do group activities. All these orgs out here that don't do.
When you're at the bar, request the game on.
Yeah, come watch these games, yo. Like, for real.
I mean, I'd be at the bar. Someone's like, "Well, can you throw the WNBA game on too? Can you try that? Can you put that on?" I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard. But there were some other ideas, like maybe
they don't have a WNBA plan. That's a problem. Then the sports books out here locally need to have it playing. Like, I can't be playing when we're on a crunch hour and it's playoffs. Like, have it on regular.
I have seen them on when I've gone to sports books last season. I mean, obviously this season just starts Friday, so hopefully we'll see some this coming time. And see what happens. But there were a couple other, thoughts, like maybe there needs to be a WNBA G League, which of course takes more money and more revenue. But if there's some billionaire out there that wants to help support women and women's sports, that'd be something that'd be cool to do. Have short WNBA G League, maybe like another Athletes Unlimited type thing.
Hey, my thing is if Tom Brady, instead of buying into the Aces, why didn't he collectively come with a group and buy a team in another city, somewhere in Florida? Just talk expansion.
Because he wants to be with Mark. Him and Mark are best buds, so
he wants to be part of the Raiders team too.
They also talked about, maybe Ice Cube needs to have a WNBA Big Three where they're bringing in some of these girls that don't have anywhere else to go.
Or make it co-ed. Let's see these girls and guys together, make it a co-ed mix. Maybe we can do something like that. I know the balls are a little bit bigger, but maybe we can make some kind of happen. I don't know.
I think you can't. It's just so much talent out there that it sucks that it's not being seen enough. So,
well, the countries that are deemed safe, I suggest they go there. That can play. They can play sport there and do, prosper there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Las Vegas Aces have been in the news the last day or two in regards.
First of all, talk about your media day experience. We'll get to that drama, but talk about the media day.
Well, that was a hot topic. That's all. Okay, media day.
I want to hear about the media day first. We all know the story with the Aces. We can talk on that a little bit, but I want to hear about media day. You got good.
Well, let's ask time to talk about it. But okay, media day was good. It was a little hard to get through just because you've got 12 women, hair, makeup, and whatever. They had at least 3 photo areas where the media were at. They also had the whole lower level, which is where if you go to the Aces media or Aces social medias, you'll see like all the fireworks and stuff that are happening. And was down here in this area where they had the screens, they had the areas down there with the fire that can shoot out and the fireworks. And there was other green room areas where they did other captions. I'm sure they're doing like the videos and the stuff that they do in game. So that was a lot. It was nice to see some of the players there. It was great. Some of them didn't have time, or time was, trying to fix all these people into an order to where they're hitting all these stations, but also having time to talk to was a lot. I just kind of stood back and watched and enjoyed, but it was good to see Candace Parker in the black and gold Aces uniform. Mm-hmm. We saw Asia. Kelsey's there, had her wedding band on, athletic wedding band. Yeah. Asia was iced out, to say the least. She had probably like 3 or 4 chains on. So she was in there doing her thing. It was great. Looking like winners, right? Exactly. So media day was great. And of course, this was on Monday. So cut to Tuesday.
Right.
Granted, all the media are there. People are talking to Becky Hammon and all the players, and everybody's great. Cut to Tuesday, and news breaks that the investigation over Dearica Hamby's allegations with the Aces staff and to Becky Hammon, I guess, those were found, and they're going to be suspending Becky Hammon for 2 games, which would be the Seattle Storm game this Saturday and the game in LA next Thursday. But the LA Sparks come to Vegas next Saturday, so that should also be interesting with the media and what the media hype is going to be like around that. But suspended 2 games, losing their first round draft pick in 2025. The only reason why it's not 2024 is because we already gave that draft pick away to the Sparks in the Hammon trade. So yeah. But here's kind of what Becky had to say about that after the news broke. This, of course, was after everything had happened. So let's see.
I don't recall my relationship with Hamby being anything but on the up and up. And I'm just obviously, along with the organization and everything, disappointed with the findings. But, we're looking forward to kind of putting the whole thing behind us. To have your name kind of be associated with something like that, which, is not who you are as a person. It's not how I operate. I handled Dearica with care from day one when she told me, and she knows that. And like I said, once I make the phone call that the decision's been made to move her, that's when everything kind of fell apart.
I mean, I admire Becky and her response there. I think there's definitely 2 sides to a story. Unfortunately, us, the viewers, the fans, anyone else probably aren't getting to hear the details as to what was in these texts, what was in these emails. But clearly, long story short, just like any other professional sports, the WNBA is a profession. It is a cutthroat one when it comes to people trying to make their teams the best. And if this isn't just in regards to, hey, if we got rid of your salary, we can trade and get 2 more for people like Candace Parker. We're doing that. And, she felt blindsided by that. Now, if that comes into consideration about her being pregnant, that would be a whole other kind of, issue in regards to what's the term, the workers, I don't know. What am I saying here?
I don't know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I just want to know what was said. At the end of the day, like it's a very confusing scenario, and for her to say that statement of what she said sounds like what she said was nothing harmful to Dearica, but what Dearica is saying is what she has said has been something harmful. So now I need transcripts. I need somebody to leak whatever the heck it is, because Becky feeling blindsided, Dearica feeling like I need to know the context of all of this. And like you said, to the pregnancy thing, I just want to know what was said.
Right. Well, and I think,
Becky took the PR direction, and I get that. You have to say what you had to say. I get all that, because you want to focus on the rest of the season. I'm glad it didn't come out on Media Day. They probably knew the weekend before that this was coming down.
Right.
Because Media Day would have been a total distraction.
It would have been a whole other thing.
Players. Yeah. So the fact that it came out on Tuesday, it's fine. I just need to know the context of exactly what happened because both sides are very vague.
I mean, if they can leak emails in the NFL, I feel like something should be leaked about this at some point. And I guess I want to know what's in those emails because the WNBA PA had said that they don't feel this is a harsh enough
it isn't.
punishment.
It was a very big slap on the wrist. I mean, 2-game suspension. She's without pay. You lose a 2025 draft pick, like I told you in the text.
But it would be dependent on what was actually in what was said.
But why that? It still doesn't. Are we hurting to lose Becky for 2 games when she's got a solid assistant coaching team? Like,
yeah, no, I don't think it's. But I don't. But you know, you got 2 games lost.
I agree with them. It's not harsh. It's not like 2 games early on in the season.
Harsh. But I'm saying, like, if they've come out to see the evidence and just say, yeah, something did happen that was wrong. Here's 2 games. Maybe it would have been more if it had been something that they thought was even worse. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The context.
I mean, maybe it's going into lawsuit. Maybe we don't know. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe Erica's filed a lawsuit outside of the league and personally. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird, and I need context, and I need the tea. I need real tea. That you giving your statement, her saying that in her statement, Erica Sparks says, "I just want to move on. Thank you for this." I want to hear what happened.
I want the real tea.
I want the real tea. You guys are saying what PR is telling you to say. You know, same thing with John Rand. Everything that PR is telling you to say and do is not actually what has happened or what's transpiring. So I need to know that real tea.
I mean, I know too that, if I had, I think Derica felt she was secure here. I think Derica felt like she came here with a star. She's been working here. Her kid was in school and doing great out here, I'm sure. And then she had another one coming on the way. Who knows? Like, she probably felt like this was solid for her. And then to be misled, and yeah, she is hurt from it, but it's part of the business too. So how much further past part of the business did it go is what I'm.
I need to know. I don't know. All of it is speculative. I really don't know.
So much.
It's like moving on. 2 games, whatever.
All that to say this, here's pictures of Derica from their media day. We do wish her a successful career with the Sparks. You can see Legend, her new baby, as well as Amaya there. We definitely are going to miss Amaya too. But so she's ready to play. She told Kurt Miller, the coach there at LA, that she was ready to go when the season started. So we'll be seeing her most likely come opening day here for the home opener on May 27th. So that's Saturday the 27th. I believe it's at 6 p.m., which will also be, I think, Game 5 of the VGK playoffs at 7 p.m. Yeah. So please, if you are going, you might want to hang out in the Strip for a while because you don't want to get stuck in that traffic on D.
Get there, matter. Yeah, that traffic's going to be crazy.
That is going to be wild.
But I need people to show up for these ladies too. I know our Knights are on our way to hopefully the Stanley Cup Finals, but I need us to support. Show the ladies some.
Yeah,
some
I was having a conversation with my coworkers today, and they were like, "Yeah, I got tickets for the season opener." I was like, "Yes, good," because that's going to be like the banner ceremony, most likely the ring ceremony.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good look next Saturday. If you haven't got tickets, go get them. I know single tickets are still available. They still have flex packages available. They have group seating still available. So you got to go to the Aces website and check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Also regarding our Aces, they have a new show starting tonight. The show is going to be In the Paint. Starts tonight at 7. It's airing on the Silver State and Sports and Entertainment Network, SSSEN, which I don't know where it is on. I don't think it's on DirecTV, but if somebody knows it's on DirecTV, please let me know. It is on Cox, I think on 125, and then on like regular.
Yeah, it's on YouTube too. It's on their YouTube channel as well.
Oh, good. That's how I'm going to watch it then.
Yeah, you got to watch it on YouTube. That's why I was like, okay.
So it started tonight at 7. There's going to be a 3-part series in regards to them going to the championship, Raise the Stakes debut, the 3-part docuseries. So the SSSEN is also a partner, is also affiliate of Fox 5. So they're going to be having this start once a week for 30 minutes. There'll be a series. In that picture there, it's hosted by Jennifer, who's also the radio. She also was the in-game host for the XFL Vipers. If you were at the Vipers game, she also was in one at the Silver Knights. She's came in a couple games for the Gold Knights as well. So I'm sure you recognize her face, and she'll be the host of this show once a week. So congrats to them. It'll be good. I'm going to definitely have to catch it on YouTube because I have no idea where to find that station on DirecTV.
If you don't have this, if
Show
you didn't
it.
get this, shame on you guys. Them season tickets ain't nothing.
Let's see.
Nice little open box with the video preview on it.
Ooh.
All the good spoils. I have to show that off. Then you got your tickets down below. It's beautiful. Yeah, get into these aces, y'all. Like, for real. Like, ain't nobody
Or
playing.
get into the team that's near you. I mean, do what you can. If you can't be there
Yeah,
physically
man.
for games, be watching them, be commenting, share posts with us, tag us in a story. Let us know that you are out there supporting the WNBA.
Yeah.
However you can.
Yeah.
That's what we need to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's about our aces. So also on Monday, it seems that the Oakland Las Vegas A's have
Oakland, Las Vegas A's.
the Oak Vegas A's
So funny.
are working on that plot of land there where the Tropicana is. They've got a deal with Bally Corp, so they're working to get that I guess authorized. It has to go through the Nevada State Senate. They got to get a vote passed and proposed.
Right.
So they're asking for almost $400 million of public support. So that's where it has to get passed through the Nevada Senate. And so we'll see how that goes. It's supposed to, people are supposedly seeming to be in favor, but who knows? Supposedly it'd be a 30,000 seat stadium on the site. They'd probably be playing at the Las Vegas ballpark for a couple years before it's finished because they are only leasing the current stadium in Oakland until 2024.
Man, 2,000 people at their game last time.
I mean, that's the other thing.
30,000 seat stadium.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's more people that are going to the Aviators games that are going to the actual Oakland A's games right now. So
well, Oakland's tight.
Clearly, there's not a lot of Oakland A's fans in Oakland, and hopefully there'll be more support just to see. I guess
I'm sure they're there. I think they're just tight that they're leaving and they're in protest.
But they were tight before they announced they were leaving
because
they weren't getting
the
stadium. The team sucked. I mean,
yeah.
It's
long since the days of Ricky Henderson, y'all. That's been the thing in the past.
Mark McGuire.
Yeah, that's been a thing, honey. For real.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I'll be a Dodger girl. I'm not one of those.
We know. And listen, I'm just excited that an American League team will be in town so that I can see my Mariners like 2, 3, 4 times a year. Really,
I mean, it's a great look, and I'll support them locally. But Dodgers I'm a Dodger girl. I'm not changing that. It's just what it is.
And we would never expect you to, Mo.
I hope not. God, people are like, oh, you're gonna be Oakland,
I mean,
Las Vegas A's.
I don't jump ship, so I know you don't. So
I've been with these boys in blue for way too long. I can't. It's hard. If we
she must have got a call.
Put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why. Holiday, shout out to you, but I am potting. I put it on.
Hey, Carmen.
Calling me. Call you later.
She's like, I know you're off, but
yeah. Like seriously, I don't think people understand. Today is Wednesday. No one can remember today was Hump Day. Like I've had 3 people today. Like, oh, you're off today. It's Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Shout out to Tilly's foster family because I was texting with them today, and she goes, "Well, it's podcast day, so I know you're not wanting to do anything." And I was like, "Aw, that was so sweet, like She's like, "Well, when I can't remember what day it is, today I do. I know it's Wednesday, so I know you ain't doing nothing else."
Listen, it's that Hump Day.
It's someday.
Right.
But let's give it up to our Vegas Golden Knights who beat Edmonton in Game 6. It wasn't a required win, but we'll take that win on the road and advance to the Western Conference Finals. We'll be facing the Dallas Stars. Here's what I love about Vegas. Jonathan Marchie had gotten a hat trick while he was at that game in Edmonton, Game 6. And when he got back, neighbors and fans decorated his yard in hats to celebrate because it wasn't at home. They couldn't do it. So that was very cool. Yes.
Welcome back, Shea
Very cool.
Theodore, too, to
Yeah.
playing in this series as well, because he was out with his hand injury and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
my boy,
You had some
give it up to them Knights, man. Give it up to them
Hey,
Knights.
okay.
They doing
Give
it.
it up
Yeah,
to
I got my little playing
Knights.
cards for my Knights. Yeah.
First game's gonna be Friday at 5:30 here in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena.
Is
So
it?
make
I thought there was
sure,
a second
yeah.
game in Edmonton.
No, they're done. They beat Edmonton.
I mean, not Edmonton. I
This
thought
is
the
game
opener was
one.
in Dallas. I thought we go to Dallas.
No,
Are you
no,
sure
we're
about that?
home.
Because they posted that they're
The
going to
home
Dallas.
team starts. The home team starts.
Oh, I thought
Or
it was Dallas.
we're the
that-
top. We were the top. We're the home team, so they have to come to us
okay.
for 2. Yeah.
I thought they was heading to Dallas. My bad. Could have sworn they said on to
No.
Dallas. Like, okay.
Probably on
Well,
to
good.
Dallas isn't like that's who we're playing, but no, they'll be here Friday.
Yeah, I got you. Good.
Yeah, they had sent out the little text today that they had tickets for stuff, but them tickets were like I think 300 something in the uppers.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no.
Yeah, 340 for the lower bowl. I think it was like 250 still for the upper bowl. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll be supporting you in spirit, guys.
I mean,
for sure,
my 82-inch here is great for hockey.
The game comes on at 5:30. I'll be watching. Don't worry. I still be at work. We turn it on. We turn it on and turn the volume up and have it going. And I got my little Jack Eichel sitting above my desk. So my
hey, I think mine's over
Eichel
here.
we got. Yeah, Eichel's at work.
And the Eichel's up here. Yeah,
I got Eichel right up in my desk there representing. Yeah, Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel been doing his thing too.
Listen, so Aiden Hill is going to remain in the net. I don't think Broussard, I don't know if he'll be able to come back for playoff hockey, but Aiden Hill did well. The only thing we need to work on is penalty kills. So, when these penalties come up, we are not scoring and taking advantage of the numbers, which is terrible. However, there are 13 players for Vegas that have scored in the postseason. The Stars have 15 players, so it's a little bit even there. The interesting thing is that the Dallas's coach is our ex-coach from last year, Pete DeBoer.
I know.
So he kind of got canned after us not making the playoffs, but so look at him, moves to Dallas and gets into the playoffs.
Well, it's going to be a revenge thing. And if he, but we need to take him out because I don't want any proven theory that DeBoer was the guy we should have kept. So
yeah,
just didn't work out. Who we have right now is great. So let's keep that
hopefully this works good for us.
Yeah.
The other NHL playoff, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers are that Cinderella story in hockey right now. Like they shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. They made it. They they took down the Boston Bruins. They took down the Maple Leafs, and now they're ready to go. So,
good.
Yeah, the first game for them is tomorrow at 5:00 Pacific time. So I believe they are in Carolina for the first 2 games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be good too.
Yeah, tomorrow, so.
Yeah, let's talk about your Lakers. First, can we talk about the price of this ticket? The highest price to watch Game 2 of the Lakers Nuggets in Ball Arena in Denver, $80,000. Mind you, that's not even sitting courtside. That's up in like a box in a suite. $80,000. I don't even know if that's a suite. Who's paying that? $80 grand? I need like 5 seats in the front row.
Somebody's paying it. I mean, these prices are outrageous. This is
or they make it outrageous just to see if they can get it. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But hey,
that's
your Lakers, I mean,
there are people with money out there. I'm not even second guessing. We're common folks, so we're not in that realm or wheelhouse of the richers. So it's probably feasible. I can't speak to it because it's way above my pay grade. I'm poor folk. So poor folk, we are gagging and in awe about the price. Rich folk like, oh yeah, somebody got nothing.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Lakers
commoners' faces that we can't go to these games because they're priced out. Jeez.
Listen, your Lakers lost to Denver. However, they really did come back wonderfully taking that 20-point lead to like, I don't know, what was it, like 4 or something they got it to?
I mean,
or
we had a very
3?
strong third quarter. I think the problem is Darvin Ham started small with the players going up against them, and that was like a big mistake. He should not have done that in the first part of the game. Lakers look really good considering we had a day's rest, and Denver's coming off of their momentum of actually having to go to a 7-game series. We expected to take the L on the first home game, but it wasn't a serious L. Like we lost by what, 5-6 points, if that. We're still in it. I mean, I feel like we can still take on Denver. I mean, the only problem is no one has an answer for Joker. And this is why I
mean, they did better on him in the second half than they did the first half.
Yeah, they did, but it just the outcome still wasn't good. It's still no answer for this kid. And this is why I politic that Joker should have got the 3rd-time MVP and not Joel Embiid. That thing was so political, so on a race car narrative. Like he should have. Joker, hands down, should have been the 3rd-time MVP. I don't care that this man is from Serbia. Like, none of that matters.
It don't matter. The
man can play.
Completely worth it.
He plays with his team. He never speaks high. It's not all about him. He's always about his team. I mean, he's that guy. And the proof is the double-doubles. His record is just crazy.
The triple-doubles.
And the triple-doubles.
He tied Oscar Robertson for the most 25-point triple-doubles in
my
single
goodness.
NBA postseason.
Why is he not MVP? And why is Joel Embiid in Cancun right now? And not showing up in this series?
Maybe soon to be Taiwan.
Jesus. Should have never got it. He should have never got it. That vote was so political and it was crazy. We knew evidently clear. These that gave him the top seed this whole entire season. And you mean to tell me you're not giving it to Joker?
Kente's with you. Said Joker was definitely MVP.
Yeah,
it's sad it didn't happen. And I think
so
I think it really took yesterday's game as well as some of the playoffs to realize why he should have been. I think a lot of people are like, oh man, this is why Joker should have been. But nobody was making that case right before it happened. You know what I mean?
No, because Joel Embiid was crying like a little Mitch. Well, woe is me. It should be, you know.
And it's gonna be even harder for him come time when James Harden wants to be out.
Well, James Harden
he's gonna be losing some players over there in Philly, and will he be able? He lost a coach in Philly, so
he deserved to lose that coach in Philly.
Yeah, it was bad.
Doc deserved it. I'm sorry. A lot of these coaches are getting fired. I know we were going to talk about this, but they are getting severely fired for not putting up the results that are indicative to the regular season.
Yeah, Monte Williams
too. Top seeded team the whole entire season, ranked number 2 in the East, and they get out in the first round. Somebody's got to go, or second round. Somebody's got to go. Like, this is crazy.
Suns, Bucks.
Yeah, they got to go.
Sixers.
Because you're looking at your bottom line of tickets. Your fans are coming and paying money to go to these games, all for y'all to just be out like that? No.
Right. Plus, the teams make more money during playoff time selling those tickets than they do regular. They want those seats filled.
All of that. All those contractual networks, all the sponsorships, all the pending deals that were supposed to happen if these guys advance. Money gone.
Yeah. Money gone.
You gotta look at it from a money standpoint. I'm sorry.
And that's the whole thing. It's a profession. It's a business.
It is a business at the end of the day.
You can't have feelings when it comes down to business.
But Monty, I mean, it's unfortunate. I feel like ownership had a little part in that because of the fact, ownership just got changed. But at the same time,
they said it was the ownership.
KD. I'm sorry. I thought that was stupid anyway. Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, you gonna get rid of both your 2 top Tito's for KD?
Yeah.
Another side KD? And had it not been for the
An
Clippers
old version
injured,
KD,
they would have never made it out the first round anyway. Clippers were on their like hobbled legs, taking it to them. Russell Westbrook did phenomenal without the 2 studs out there. And look at this. Had the Clippers been 100%, we wouldn't even be having this Suns conversation. They would have never advanced in the first place. And you still had KD.
Poor Clippers too. Jeez, I don't know.
So I mean, he had to go. Monty had to go.
So we got the East Coast match, or we got the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami and Boston goes on tomorrow night.
I'm watching.
There's a long history of those teams, and just like for the Miami New York team, I mean the Miami Boston series, the coaches, the history.
And Miami's up. It's 114-109 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left, and I'm like, go Miami.
Oh, it's what?
It's 114-109. Miami's up.
Oh, that's right. Dang.
I'm watching it right now. It's on TNT.
I have it by, my TV's back there.
Yeah. But I I'm watching this because I don't want to see no Boston. But this is all a bubble series. All these 4 teams were in the bubble.
But
This
they
is a
want to
bubble
have like
game.
a Boston Lakers rematch
Well, that's
too.
what they want. They want the bubble
Yeah.
game of the battle for 19. We're both sitting on 18 championships. They would love to see that 18. And I still think as a Laker fan, we could take this Boston team. If we can get past Dallas, or when we get past Dallas, we definitely
Denver?
can beat anybody on the East. I mean, Denver.
Past
I'm sorry, Denver.
I was like, wait, when Dallas?
Not Dallas, Denver.
Talking
Denver.
hockey there. I hear
Both
you. Yes,
D's. Yeah,
yes,
I'm thinking of Stars, honey. If we once the Knights beat the Stars and we go off to the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm putting that out there too.
Yes, got you. Good,
Yeah.
good. So other big news in the NBA, they had the draft lottery in Chicago yesterday. And if you're a Spurs fan, I know you are over the top. And if you're a Spurs fan that happened to be at this bar, the bartender before the draft even started said, if the Spurs get the first pick, I will pay for everybody's tab. I want you to notice how many people are in this bar, first of all, and just watch the crowd as the picks come through.
Nice. So they in their business right then and there.
They doing it. So they're in it.
Is shut down for the rest of That's a lot of people.
If you've been keeping up with with NBA, you know that the projected first number 1 pick is going to be Victor Wembanyama out of France. Basically, it's the Wemby sweepstakes. This guy is 7'5" with shoes on, apparently. He's huge and can play. So yeah, he has some development. He could probably do some playing in France. He hasn't played in the States at all. But just as a size comparison, this is what we're looking at. Him versus Curry there on the left. You've got Kevin Durant. But you see how Kevin Durant's skinny?
Yeah,
and
he's super
Kevin
skinny.
Durant's been in the league forever. At
He's
least,
skinny.
but you've got him going to the Spurs with Coach Pop, whose other first round picks, the only 2 they have, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. Now you've got this beast of a center. Let him have a chance to put on some weight or to get developed. And let's see.
He definitely needs to put on weight. That's for doggone sure. Because this little stick is going to be snapping, honey. He's super skinny. That's my only caveat to him.
But look at the wingspan. You don't even got to be up close to somebody. His wingspan is, I think, 7'8".
Wow.
That's insane.
And then when they had him up against Mbappe, the soccer player for Paris.
Yeah, well, I think he's like 5'10" or something, Mbappe. Or
yeah, he's 6'5", I think.
Okay, so this was what Tony Parker had tweeted this earlier, because this was Wemby when he was younger, going to a camp wearing the Parker Spurs jersey. So of course everybody in France has been wanting the Spurs to get this number 1 pick.
That makes
They're
sense.
all excited.
Tony Parker's from France. You can't be from France and not be a Spurs
fan.
I mean,
well, the Spurs. I mean, the Spurs have had a lot of international players. You had Manu Ginobili there too, right? So it's like
you had all of that. But Tony Parker's literally from France.
Oh
so
yeah,
why you wouldn't want to be a Spurs fan?
That's what he grew up. Yeah. So this was all just. He had mentioned in an interview that he knew it. He was called upon. He was chosen. He was told this was going to be happening. So
okay. Well, congratulations, though.
Good for him. Good for him.
I don't need it to be a Zion situation. Knock on wood. I don't need this to be.
Please no. Let's not even.
I'm not trying to hype this kid up. Put on some weight. Let's see what you could do.
Well, that's the other controversy, that people are hyping him up too much, like they, saying that they're hyping him more than LeBron. And it's like, no, LeBron had that same, but there wasn't as much social media 20 years ago to notice. Right. He was not being told on TV. He was getting the interviews, doing those cover of Sports Illustrated, but there wasn't the social media aspect to realize how much. Now there is. So of course it sounds like more maybe, and it's doing more. But that's with anything. That's with anything.
Stop it. LeBron is who he is. Let Wemby have his moment.
I love that you sent me this because I had to show it. So Dwight Howard's in Taiwan playing, and he loves it in Taiwan. But he's been definitely trying to get anybody and everybody that's not playing currently to get out there and join him in Taiwan.
Right. Jordan Poole, come on. Julius Randle, come on. Let me stop. Ben Simmons, come on, man. Shoot, ain't nobody beating us, boy. Clay, you can slide down here too, my boy. DeAndre Ayton, you and CP3, come on. Shoot. KD.
I mean, has somebody done a welfare check on Julius Randle? I really need somebody to do that because New York was not playing with him. They flamed him. I hope he was wheels up the minute that game ended. They do not play. And I just hope for his safety and sanity that he is away from New York because the way they were going after him, the way Stephen A had his meltdown, I mean, I need somebody to check on Julius Randle for real. Check on Julius Randle because they was flaming him like it was no joke. Like I don't know if he made it out there alive. Like I literally don't think they made it out alive. And Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons had tweeted some stuff about Philly, and it's like Ben Simmons, you need to stay out of it anyway because you wasn't really no contribution. I don't even know why you in the tweets trying to talk trash about Philly and them and all that stuff when you are a non-factor yourself. So you can go to Taiwan too. You definitely can go out there.
Jeez.
But I really need somebody to check on Julius Randle because they were going. I mean, the posters, New York City was like defaming, graffiti, doing all. Are you okay, sir? I need to know.
The city got their hopes up and they got them crushed.
Listen, and those boroughs don't play. Like, don't go to the Bronx and talking that dick stuff, honey. I
don't know. Jonathan Watson, shout out to Sports for you. So, do you think the Spurs will limit Wemby's personality with the media? Well, we know that the Spurs and Pop don't even like the media, so I'm sure that's already number one there. So we'll see how much of the media, but I think I was watching Malik Andrews and she was like, sorry, Pop, but we're all going to be popping flights to San Antonio now. We're going to all be there.
Right.
It's going to be popping because, San Antonio ain't been the ticket the last year or two.
Yeah, I feel like I thought this last season was going to be Pop's last season, but it looks like he's going to carry on. So
there was a meme that said Pop looking like, oh, yeah, I could coach another 20 years.
No, he's not. Who said that?
But he's definitely not going to leave after this. He's going to be there for
No, he's definitely not. The way he was running in that meme on the tunnel to get Wemby, I was like, yeah, he still got it in him.
Yeah, he got a couple more. He's got a couple more years like LeBron, probably 2-3.
Are there not any other qualified coaches? Like they're firing coaches, but then they're like looking at other veteran coaches. Like, are there no qualifying?
They're just getting recircled because you're going to see Doc somewhere else. You're going to see probably Monty somewhere else. That's the thing. They're just getting recycled somewhere else. It's like, where are the new coaches? When can we find somebody else?
When are we just see? Doc Rivers has been coaching for 25 years. And apparently the system that he coaches is not working in this new era of basketball, which is all about 3-point. So I'm just wondering, are there new up-and-coming coaches that can fill in those? Look at what Boston's doing with just the interim. I'm just saying, it can't be these same recycled older coaches that are still locked in an older system when the game has changed significantly.
Right.
How do you scream success in that? I don't know. I know it's hard to let go. I know it's hard to retire. I know how it's hard to get out of that, and it's just the greatest thing ever. But I just want to.
Kente says Pop's the new NBA Pete Carroll.
Might as well be for real. Like word. Like seriously, you the only one.
That's it for sure.
Okay.
What I will think it would be helpful. It would be helpful if the NBA could do something like the NFL is doing, because the NFL has they've got that they've got a class or like a session. There's I think like 40 coaches at different levels, and it's like I forgot the title of it, but they basically are meeting to discuss like ways to help diversity and everything else, but bringing coaches up. So they're helping these coaches that maybe are assistant coaches or DCs or linemen or whatever, helping them get what they need to succeed to become possibly and run for a head coach.
Well, they sure do need that because these
and there's a few women in that class too. So shout out to those women as well.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if maybe the NBA needs to follow suit and have something similar.
I mean, because people were thinking that the kid was going to lose his job with Dallas, which I didn't think was going to happen. But I definitely knew that Doc was going to lose his job if his series didn't go the way it was supposed to.
Right.
You got an MVP on your team and all of this other stuff? No. James Harden wanted to go back to Houston? Okay. Right. Crazy. 17.5 seconds left. The score is 122-116. Miami is up. Jimmy Buckets just landed his second free throw shot. Is now 123.
Dang, they took one away in Boston.
Please put it away in Boston. Please put it away in Boston. Yes, let's go. I hate looking at that green court. I don't like seeing all of that. It's
just you're just a true Laker fan. That's all.
I just don't like Boston either. Nothing with Boston. Patriots, all that stuff. Red Sox, all of that. I don't want none of that. Even though the Raiders is the second generation of that Patriots thing. And it's over. Final score 123-116.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler, man of the hour. Let's go. Send them home.
So I was hyped last week because, of course, the NFL's full schedule came out. I know you saw your teams and I saw mine, so I put them both up here. What are the games that you're most excited about
Well, my prime time, I mean, if I could go to Buffalo, I would love to go to that Buffalo Bills game.
Yeah.
But, the ones that I'm super hyped on is when we have Aaron Rodgers come and play on the Sunday Night Football in Jets. That Jets game I need to see. And then the other game I want to see is that Giants game as well. Like, I'm looking at Giants, I'm looking at Jets, and then I'm looking at, of course, if I can get to a Chargers game, that would be nice. I want to see one divisional game away, but definitely the Jets. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see Mr. Rodgers.
And that's here, right?
Yep. Sunday Night Football, too. That's prime time. So I'm ready to see that action.
Oh, yes. I love that.
Yeah. I don't care about Green Bay and all of that. It's the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
No.
How that looks.
Not at all. Not at all.
Especially with Devontae. What about your schedule? Who are you excited?
Well, I already purchased tickets and I'm going to the New York Giants game in New York for Monday Night Football. I mean, because I was waiting to see how the schedule fell to see where the Giants and Baltimore games were going to be. Baltimore is literally, I think, we're in November 5th. That's too cold for me for Baltimore. November 5th? No. But October 2nd in New York, I can do. And I'm down for that. Monday Night Football, I'm all for it. I know there's a lot of people, my Seahawk friends are going to the Dallas game November 30th. I won't be there. I've already been to Jerry's house. I don't need to go again. I love the setting. I just hate that team, and I couldn't stand to be around that many Dallas fans at one time. So
no, I get it.
I know. Yeah. A lot of people, I think I've heard from a lot of Steelers fans as well as Eagles fans, because those are going to be big games in Seattle for these other teams that are coming in. So the Eagles come in the 17th, and then we got the Steelers the 31st. I'll probably be at that one because that's New Year's Eve, and January 1st is the Winter Classic with the Kraken and VGK at T-Mobile Park.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be good. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the Niners games are always
repping that VGK too. I don't want to hear you about no Kraken.
I'm gonna rep it. Listen, I'm repping VGK for that for sure. Yeah. But a big game, of course, the Thanksgiving game against Frisco. At least it's at home, but still, it's going to be a crazy game. Other than that, I mean,
it's a great schedule on both ends. Like, they're both great games. Like, I would never want to go to the Red Kingdom and see the Chiefs.
I don't want to go there. Unless it's like during the beginning of the season.
Right. But I mean, I don't want to see that. And unless they come, and they're going to come to us. But yeah, the divisional games, if I can get to LA and see the Chargers.
I usually go to like an Arizona game. If I can go to a Chargers or to a Rams game this year, I haven't been to SoFi.
I haven't seen SoFi yet, and I want to go to SoFi.
Same. Jonathan asked about update for the Sunday ticket. Listen, I don't want to talk about it right now. I haven't purchased it. I forgot even when that date was we had to get for the earlier price. But my hope is waiting it out and they realizing that there's something else happening and they need to give out some discounts. I'm hoping that maybe it'll be a discount that gets offered once people maybe aren't buying it as fast from them, or the season has started and they're giving an offer. I want to wait till the offer comes. Give me an offer.
Well, if people don't subscribe and the subscriptions look low, which I don't know, I probably doubt it. Maybe they'll do a little reprieve on getting a break on
I
discount.
feel like they will, because at least DirecTV offered discounts, and they also offered you where they charge you per month for 6 months versus YouTube's asking for it all right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay all that right now. Like, I got trips to do. I got trips to plan.
That's why I say over the trips and having that subscription, I'd rather take the trips. Like, I could watch my games
yeah.
watch them.
I got my tickets, lower bowl, we're good.
Or people that got that Fire Stick that gets all the games, I'm with that too.
I need someone to hook up my Fire Stick. Then that's what they need to do. I need one of them people to come.
You have to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the only thing with that is that you still have to go search, find the game, and it's like I just want to click a channel and find 8 games sitting right there. That's
a lot of them are updated now where that is not an issue. They have it all like listed on the guide. If you fall into one NBA, they all run.
But you're not watching all of them. There's no mix. There's no like 8 screens on your TV. If there is, tell me, show me. I would love if there's something else that I can bootleg that can give me them. Give me 6 screens.
We should be talking about this on live stream, but I feel like there is something out there that can get this.
We can off topic show later. If anybody has anything, they're welcome to get up in the DMs.
DM us any kind of ideas or text or whatever.
Right. Kente says going to be at the Sunday night game or Monday night game too in New York. That's dope. We will be out there. Yeah, so Peacock also will be getting their first ever exclusive live streamed NFL wild card game on January 13th. They also have an exclusive regular season game on the 23rd with the Bills and the Chargers. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be able to take some doses of football, but I plan to be visiting Allegiant, and I try my best to go visit some other cities to see a team. Like I said, I'd love to go to that Giants game too.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
We wanted to highlight some women for girl power. Of course, it's Asian American Pacific Islander month. So there's a couple women here as well as somebody else that we had to acknowledge because she's fabulous and all that she does. But first, I wanted to show off Michelle King. So she is the owner for the Washington Spirit, which is the National Women's Soccer League.
Nice.
She's working with the OL group out of France that owns the OL Feminines.
Nice.
They're 8-time champion league winners and also owners of the OL Reign out of the NWSL. So they're forming a new group that's going to be able to put basically women's soccer, or they call it women's football organizations on the map, making it a multi-team group. They're going to be looking for other countries like Europe, the Americas, Asia to have additional clubs. The new group is basically a sign that there's a lot of investment and resources now for women's football, aka soccer, here in the States. And they're taking major steps to show and prove equality with men's teams. So she's going to be the CEO of this newly formed group. And listen, it's that soccer money too, though. That soccer money is good. Soccer money is good.
Yep.
I also want to shout out Bianca Bustamante. She's 18 years old, and she had her first career win in her second race of the F1 Academy circuit. She is the first Filipino also to win an F1 Academy race that was in Valencia, Spain on May 6th.
Nice.
The F1 Academy is a new all-women's racing series. We had talked about them a handful of months ago when they first started this thing or had developed it. It was aimed to develop female drivers to advance to higher levels of competition. So shout out to her.
Yeah, that's great.
Can we talk about the swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated? Miss Martha. She becomes the oldest model of SI's swimsuit issue at 81 years old and does not look it at all.
Your category, Martha.
Yes, giving face.
Giving everything. And I like the pose because the way she poses in that one piece to kind of hide her little fupa.
Yes.
I need to do that kind of pose for my little
I need that pose too, right?
I need that pose. Like, I need to master that pose so in photos it looks like I don't have.
She looks great. The stylist, whoever did her up, did a wonderful job. What I love the most was that when I read up on the SI swimsuit this year, when I was younger, the SI was all tiny, skinny, thin.
Yes.
Caucasian, mainly
Yes.
models.
Yep.
Seeing it this year and in a couple of previous years, there's definitely been changes. So the
Size
swimsuit
inclusivity,
editor,
diversity, all of that.
the
They're
swimsuit
checking
editor,
boxes.
the swimsuit editor this year said that there's no theme to this year's issue. Rather, there is a vision, a sentiment, a hope that women can live in a world where they feel no limitations internally or externally.
I love
Not only was Martha there, but there was models, there was athletes, there was transgender women, there was influencers,
Yeah, I mean, they're checking
TV
boxes.
personalities,
They're checking all
women
the
of all
boxes.
shapes and colors. So it was really wonderful.
Size
for Sports
inclusivity,
Illustrated.
diversity, like all of that.
Yeah.
Even your handicapped athletes, the one with the one leg prosthetic, she was a swimsuit model. Like you're covering everything. It's
They're
all
definitely
circles of
doing
women.
a way better job
Yes,
at handling that.
absolutely.
So shout out.
Get
to
it,
them.
Martha.
Get it, Martha. Get it, Martha. I do have just a few shoes. We haven't done shoes in a couple weeks. We've had short shows. I did want to show off only because this reminds me a lot when I was a kid. These are hello. Yes. I don't mischief, MSCHF, the gobstoppers. So basically when these have wear and tear on them, they'll reveal pieces of orange and red. Like a gobstopper. Remember that candy? Yeah.
I love gobstoppers.
I know. Yeah, so these are kind of like a shoe gobstopper. So
yeah, still not interested, but it's
cool. Yeah, It's got a few inches for the short guys out there, just in case. Yeah. The New Balance 580s have a new straight. The 580 collection is working with Strayed Rats. These are two of the colorways they have coming out on 518. You also have the old Nike Cortez coming out in black with black suede. Those will be out on the 19th.
I wonder if those are going to compete against the black Air Force Ones. What's that turf war going to look like?
I don't know, but they haven't had Cortez out in a while. So there was some Navy Cortez that just dropped a couple days ago that were actually pretty nice. Yeah,
Let's go turf wars. Air Force Ones. Watch out.
Clot and Fragment and Nike Dunk Low comes out on the 19th. They had some weird promotion for this one. I couldn't quite understand what it was, but yeah. So there's those. I don't know. Those seem like they're going to get really dirty too. You've also got Bape and Adidas, the Form Lows on 520, the two colorways, camo blue, camo regular greens. Yeah, it's a lot. And Velcro. I hate Velcro on shoes.
Those are so ugly.
And here's a look at the Nike Dunk Lows, the Gorge Green. Of course, I like them because it's just green and blue, which reminds me of Seahawks, but just not the right colors. Anyhow. Yeah. That's about it. So that's our show for today, guys. We appreciate you. We had tuned. Always. If you're just catching the end, feel free to watch the replay. Also go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Girl Chat Sports. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out. Say hello. Tag us when you're watching these WNBA games and supporting and buying gear or whatever you got to do to support these women, because we want to see it and we want to be able to promote it too. So
shout out to the Heat for taking down Boston in game 1. I need y'all to do it again in game 2. Shout out to my Lakers. If you were a part of that Vegas Laker Nation fan base in Vegas, we are at the Art House tomorrow for game 2. So you guys can go. It's totally free. Check it out downtown at the Art House.
Get it in.
They are having the stadium style seats with the big screen to watch the Laker game. So
all right, and go Knights and go Aces this week
Knights
too.
And go Aces. Yeah, let's talk. About Knights. Yeah, it's nighttime tomorrow. We gotta unite the realm, y'all.
Yes. All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye.
All right, we're out.